So there's three types of buyers that acquire digital agencies. There's your strategic buyer, your entrepreneur buyer, and your financial buyer. Our favorite types of buyers to work with are strategic buyers. So strategic buyers generally are other agencies that are looking to make some sort of strategic bolt-on. So that would be something like if you're a web dev agency for e-commerce, you might want to purchase a SEO or PPC agency that also services e-com clients. Strategic buyers are great because they're really experienced. They know the space. A lot of times buyers from the outside view the agency space as this really sexy industry. And the reality is once you're in it, you know that it's actually very hard. It's a lot of work and all that kind of sexiness goes away. So for strategic buyers, they kind of know what they're getting into. They want to hold on to your team post-transaction. Strategic buyers also really want founders that are willing to stay on board. So if you're a seller who's looking at exiting and truly being gone and out of the business after a year, then a strategic buyer probably isn't the right fit for you. The other thing to know about strategic buyers is the deal terms that they often propose. So strategic buyers oftentimes, because they have an existing agency and they know that post-transaction they're going to be successful in their acquisition, a lot of times they structure a deal with less cash up front and more seller financing or earnout, which is just payments over time. A wonderful thing that oftentimes agency owners love about strategic buyers is that they are almost certain to keep your team intact. So if you're worried about what will happen with your team post-transaction, you can know that with a strategic buyer, they'll keep them intact. In fact, that's a big portion of what they're buying. So that brings us to the second type of main buyer that we deal with. That's an entrepreneur buyer. Entrepreneur buyers are also wonderful. Post-COVID, there's a ton of entrepreneur buyers in the space. Entrepreneur buyers can be from a wide array of different backgrounds. Most of the time, it's folks that have worked within a marketing role at another large entity, sometimes an agency, sometimes they were working for a specific brand, and are interested in really having your role as founder without bootstrapping it from the ground up. Entrepreneurs are really great buyers because they're very passionate. They're oftentimes highly emotional about the transaction. With that being said, those things can also present some negatives to the deal. So entrepreneur buyers oftentimes don't have a great track record of business ownership coming into submitting an offer on your agency. And because of that, they're forced to submit an offer with higher cash. There's less likely chance that you're willing to take a seller note, seller financing, or some sort of non-guaranteed earnout payment from an entrepreneur buyer that doesn't have a proven track record. One thing that we've noticed that entrepreneur buyers have done to the market is they've created a lot of demand. So in the past, where you may get one or two offers from a strategic buyer, we're now seeing businesses get 3 to 4 offers because those entrepreneur buyers are coming into play. The last type of buyer is a financial buyer. So financial buyers come in all shapes and sizes. They can be anything from a search fund to a PE firm, a family office. But the reality is, financial buyers typically don't come into play until your business is doing 2 million in EBITDA. And 2 million in EBITDA essentially means that that's what your business is making at the end of the year. So financial buyers typically are looking for larger, more established agencies with a really good, solid layer of leadership and management already in place. Sometimes they want to gut your team. It's hard to maintain the culture and feeling that you have with employees of your agency with a financial buyer because they're just that. They're looking at purchasing your agency solely from a financial metric. They're not looking at it most of the time from a cultural or synergistic approach. With that being said, we still do work with financial buyers on the larger side of our acquisitions, and they are a type of buyer that we always want to consider. The takeaway here is there's no one size fits all when you're talking about the right type of buyer for you. It's important to look at other factors outside of the financial consideration when you're looking at the types of buyers that you want. And generally speaking, if you're looking for an exit right away, an entrepreneur buyer is going to be the best fit for you. If you're looking for a long-term partner where you can continue to grow the business and maintain that kind of entrepreneurial spirit, but work within the larger ecosystem of another agency, a strategic buyer is the right fit for you.
Thanks for watching to the end. If you found this valuable, please hit subscribe.